I am gold ship supremacy. He just wanted to show you his clownsona, LARP. Oh gosh. We went sweet bro hella Jeff. If Percy doesn't end up dead because Z has to live, because she's the main character, I swear. Percy didn't ask for any of this. Cash me outside, how about that? Sorry, you always gotta kiss the dead bodies if it's an Andrew Hussie work. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Psycholonials. I wish I knew in advance that this is going to turn into a grimdark tale, but here we are. I don't hate all grimdark tales, and I don't hate all grimdark protagonists, but this is certainly getting to be one of those times. Oh goodness. Though I find it kind of almost like it's kind of funny, yet also like a tiny bit scary how like the themes and like the things brought up in Psycholonials have kind of been happening in the real world, at least parallels to it. We got like, you know, your spring break riots, we got the super straight thing happening, biggest troll of the year by far. That is hilarious. People are so mad. And, gosh. And, like, Tom McDonald's Clown World. Need I say more? Okay, but I am in my room. Time to record. I've got a blanket over my legs because it's a little cold. I've got one of my wrist braces on because I've been working non-stop and avoiding social media like the plague. Well, as much as I could, you know, avoid social media. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. We've still got, like, some stuff to go through from last week. None to mention, you've heard of the Iron Curtain. Well, have you ever heard of the Titanium Couch? Which serves as plot armor for Z, because it's there. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Gotta get to this the old-fashioned way. Nope. Chapters. Yep. And 6. Okay. Okay. Oh, no. Was that Abby with ring 3? Oh, no. Hussie. Hi, Hussie. Yeah, that's right. Jeez. Well, sorry, that was kind of unprofessional of me. I'm still just taking a moment to process whatever the heck it was I just saw you do. I know you are capable of many feats when your back is against the wall, but somehow you managed to surprise even me this time. Bravo. But we should make it absolutely clear what's going on here now, okay? There's no going back now. Not ever. If there's a picture on Wikipedia page showing what it means to have just passed the point of no return, we're gonna need to replace it with that panel up there. You lying bloody, unconscious, disease-stricken next to a dead loyal simp surrounded by several dozen slaughtered cops after just having captured an island once belonging to the United States of America. I thought so. I'm like, did we just take over an island? This can only end in tears. Really great work, actually. I love it. You know why? Because the higher the stakes get, the more potent your choices become, the more power choice itself starts to accumulate. So why don't we try this again? Maybe, just maybe, you've got what it takes to break through this time. You could pull your crap together, rely on hospitality of your friends and allies, let them nurse you back to health, keep your powder dry for the war ahead, and let there be no mistaking it. There will be war. Or this is setting up a civil war. Sorry. Or you could just roll over and die already, LMAO. So which of these compelling options strikes your fancy, huh? Succumb to wounds or recover your health? Well, I know which one we're probably going to go with, but let's try this one. Yeah, I thought so. We're locked. Still locked. Oh, we're even jailed. Come on, don't act so surprised. You knew this was coming. Yeah, I know. Do I even need to say it anymore? Meaningful choices can only be unlocked by a true successor. And you sure don't look like a successor to me yet. Not when you're lying on the floor all sick and bloody and sleeping like that. You sort of need to be awake to make choices. It's a critical precondition to the entire idea, dummy. I just wanted to stop by and remind you, you're making great progress here. Really like what I've been seeing. Keep it up. Here's an idea. Why don't we cut the bull and just make a date? I'll meet you back here in a couple chapters and we can do the same charade all over again. Sound cool? Sound cool, Hussie. See you next time. Just one more time though, I promise. After that, your true test will come. You gotta trust me, stuff like this takes a lot of patience, and if there's one thing I'll never run out again. Okay, let me read that again. You've gotta trust me. Stuff like this just takes a lot of patience, and if there's one thing I'll never run out of again, it's time. Sleep well, Jen. Okay, the sword's ever growing closer to that constellation. Practice of delegation. Will the sword finally reach the constellation by the end of 9? The next day, Clark Powell. I just noticed the island looks like a stupid smile of a clown face. Evacuation of the island was chaotic, but swift. Terrified locals stormed the docks, pushing each other closer and closer to the water, but mindful not to trip each other in. They're polite people, decent enough, you always thought. None terribly deserving of being forced to become a prisoner to a seceding summer colony, which is why you went to so much trouble to orchestrate a well-oiled evacuation machine. At the very least, that's like the one decent thing you've done this entire, process. All told, the vast majority of the evacuation took only a few hours. By the time the sun was setting and boats were returning from their round trips, only a handful of people still waited on the piers, and when boats came back from their drop-offs, many of the waiting locals were a little puzzled to find that the boats weren't returning empty. They were always filled with new groups of well-armed people jumping onto the docks with gusto and scattering into the neighborhoods and disappearing, not running away from danger, but right into it. With every boat full of locals dropped off at the Massachusetts shore, your people always had another squad of recruits from the mainland ready to jump on board and head to the island. It continued on like this for hours, back and forth across the Sound, where the population at the beginning of the day was around 10,000. The final head count after the near total evacuation was 13,000. Your false flag maneuver simply replaced the entire population of the island with rabid Jubilites, and then some. The new recruits remained faithful to the crisis, posed no danger to them, and was merely a powerful act of pranksis, and they would keep coming well after the evacuation too. There was no need to bother with the pretense of renting Airbnbs anymore or keeping a low profile. Yeah, they just take over everything. They're gonna eat David Hasselhoff. The new residents of the island began occupying the houses vacated by locals, along with the large supply of empty summer homes. No form of authority existed to stop you anymore. Collectively, all of you are the authority, and that is terrifying. The only thing left to do is wait and see how this authority will be challenged by the government once it comes to grips with how badly it just got bamboozled. But in the meantime, not even your most cynical antis can dispute the obvious. This island now belongs to you. Now we're back at Abby's place, with all the clowns probably living in various rooms. Hey, there's David Hasselhoff, he's still alive. Sweetness. Unfortunately, it will be some time before you're healthy enough to appreciate your conquest, let alone conscious enough. Your dear friend Abby now struggles to manage the aftermath of your bold decisions. Second in clown command. Yay, I love this song. Okay. See, I don't know if you can hear me. You have to get better soon, okay? If you didn't make it, I'd be so lost. I don't think I could even go on. People are already looking to me for answers, but I don't have the slightest idea how to handle this situation. The news is going insane about it. And my parents are losing it. I don't know what to tell them. I'm just ignoring them for now until I know what your plan is. Blurry bed. I don't even know how. How are you going to follow this up? I doubt people will believe the bio attack was real forever. There are already a lot of questions about it. What happens next? What if all the people try to come back and, like, send the military this time? Mostly just, I'm so worried about you. I was about to break into what comes next. You being free. Do you know how hard it is to lead? You're on your own. Awesome. Wow. Anyway. Please don't leave me. I'd be so devastated. Okay, I'll be back to check on you soon. Your clown ring is downstairs waiting for orders. I guess I'll tell them something? I don't know what yet. To protect the island, I guess. I have no idea what else there is to do at this point. Feel better? Head smooch. Put on paint first. You clown up before addressing Z's inner circle, the Ring 3, as you've heard them referred to before. You've never interacted with any of these people at all, and you don't know what to say to them. But wearing the paint seems like the right thing to do for the sake of appearances. They'll be looking to you for leadership now. Oh, wow. Oh, no. They look so crazy. Oh my gosh, one's Hussie. One of them is Hussie. Oh, I'm gonna kick her. One of them is Hussie. He's just there. Okay. I'm scared by the clown that's just basically in bondage here. But okay then. Hi everybody. I guess none of you ever heard from me directly before, have you? Well, I'm Apple Pie, as I'm sure you know, but you can just call me Abby. I've made my clown name for fun. It was never supposed to be a serious code name or anything. And they're just like, awkward. Z is obviously wounded and very sick, so I need to make sure everything is running smoothly while she recovers, which means... Well, I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry, I didn't expect having to do this, and I don't really have a plan yet. But what we do know is yesterday Z cleared out the entire population of the island with a really crazy stunt, and we don't know how long that can last before authorities catch on to the prank. So I think we all need to prepare to keep the island safe from that happening. So one of them's fidgeting is... Am I gonna have to create more clown names? I swear. Which means having all your people, like the many Jubilites under your command. I'm actually not sure how it works. There is like a hierarchy, right? Like you all give orders to subdivisions of clowns and such. So you need to make sure they're all set up to defend against whatever it might be. An invasion from the government? Also, I think we need to keep the messaging up. Just make sure that everyone on the island knows it's not safe to try to come back. Whatever that means, keeping up the ruse of yesterday's... No, whether that means keeping up the ruse of yesterday's attack, or maybe doing something else, anything to deter people from wanting to come back, because I think we've gone way too far to go back to normal, right? This seems really messy, and we just have to make the best of it. Oh no. I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed by this. You deserve better leadership than my incoherent babbling. I'm doing my best. Oh no, okay, so it's Jacqueline. Okay, so Jacqueline, I guess we can just she's on roller skates. First, may I just say what an absolute honor it is to be serving you, Secretary Apple Pie? Secretary? Yes, that is your formal rank within our organization. You are the Secretary of Jape. I assure you we have nothing but the utmost sympathy for the difficult position you're in. If she's gonna freaking try to kill both these people. She's gonna try to kill Abby and Z. I'm just saying this right now. Everyone here is fully aware of the role you traditionally play within the Jubilite movement. You are, how shall I say, more of an inspirational figure, a hands-off secretary who remains uninvolved with the tedium of daily operations. That's our role, and we're all beyond thrilled to be playing it. She's going to kill you in your sleep. So I completely understand if you find yourself in an awkward position. I see. Yes, thank you for understanding. Jacqueline. That's my clownsona name. We all go by our clownsonas in this organization. No human names allowed as a matter of policy. It's strictly for security reasons, you understand? But we will all be more than pleased to refer to you as Secretary Abby, as special exception, if that is your wish. Oh, yeah, thank you. Or just Abby is also fine, lol. You got it, Abby. It's so great to finally be speaking with you. Can I just say what an admirer of yours I've always been, long before the rise of Supreme Honkfex C? Supreme Honkfex? Of course. It's quite the title, isn't it? She's so... Oh gosh, I don't trust her 1 single inch. But look at all that she's accomplished. It has been a remarkable achievement, and I have absolute certainty that there is not a single Jubilite on this island who would not die for our leader. Yikes, well, okay, that's nice to hear, I guess. But I don't think we need anybody to die for anybody just yet. I mean, did you not find Percy? I think we just need to figure out how to get this crazy situation under control. Naturally, Secretary, or Abby, I mean, you may not favor the spotlight, but in this clown's humble opinion, that your management instincts are every bit as sharp as our supreme honk effects. But may I make a modest recommendation? Sure. If you find yourself overwhelmed by the tactical situation, I would be strongly advise you to consider the practice of delegation. In fact, I would be happy to personally take the reins on implementing all follow-up strategies, which are necessary to secure our territory and keep our adversaries at bay. Just give me the order and I'll take care of everything. Oh, you would? Wow, that actually does sound very helpful. Thank you, Jacqueline. There's Hussie again! It'll be my pleasure to serve you in the Supreme Honk Effects, now and always. Okay, so can you start with all that, like, right now? I have some other things I really need to do, like feed my poor horse. He's probably been worried since I had to leave him suddenly the other day. Yes, by all means. I will have all the essential operations put into motions immediately. By the end of the day, you will see. There is nothing to worry about at all. Now go feed your beautiful horse. All Jubilites consider the health and well-being of Archbishop David Hasselhoff to be the paramount concern of our mission. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep in character with that one. Okay, moving on. You gave my horse a rank. It's a joke, of course. No, we did not. But we do like to joke around as clowns, don't we? Oh, lol. Yes, that actually is pretty funny. Okay, I'll go do that then. Thanks again for the help. And she go. Meanwhile, you walk away feeling relieved of administrative responsibility, only to realize you now have time to dwell on your other problems. You're terrified that your friend won't recover from her critical condition, and no matter how successful her subordinates are, you doubt you'll ever be able to shake the feeling that the island could be invaded by the military at any moment. Your parents are angry not only at your involvement in the secession of their favorite summer colony, but now they realize they've been played as well. Your mother has caught on to the fact that she was being scammed by her lover, and your father seems to understand you've been playing him for the fool as well. They want their money back, but obviously that's not going to happen. Oh look, he's on his pixelated horse face. You'll have to think about how to play it. You don't think your mom knows she was being catfished by Z and Percy. Maybe you can try to convince your dad that you were sincere about the Bitcoin stuff, but you were being scammed by the same guy that your mom was. That seems like a plausible out, but that would just involve more lying, and maybe it's not even worth it anymore. Maybe Z was right, and you're better off just giving up on the idea that parents like this are worth having any relationship at all. You take a look at the news, it's pure madness. You and Z are everywhere to look when it comes to trending topics online and covering recent events. The upheaval around the country is escalating, and all the footage you can find now features way too many clowns and gatherings for your comfort. No matter which media outlet you turn to, it always seems they'd rather point their cameras at a bunch of unruly clowns than focus on the real issues originally propelling the civil unrest. And yet, it's hard to deny that the gradually coalescing rhetorical message of this clown ruckus ties into Z's political agenda, which she so assiduously itemized in her manifesto. This movement, which more seems nothing more than a bunch of anarchist jesters opportunistically making mischief now, more closely represents open revolt against capitalist and imperialist state power. By stealing money and taking over an island. Yes, this makes logical sense. Anyway, more police stations are falling, and small pockets of territory are being captured by Jubilites. But nobody knows where this is going or what the vision is for the direction of the movement without the guidance of their supreme Honkafex, otherwise known as your best friend. You need Z. Wakey, wakey, Z. Break through that fever. Oh. Riotus is here, and he is here to say, what up? How goes the clowning? Are we on we're on the Great Wall of China, but not? Wait, where are we? It's like the Great Wall of China, but we're in the middle of, like, nowhere. Okay. Is Riotus just sitting on top of a building now, just chilling? Like a villain. He's gray now. Doesn't have any color to him. Oh. That's spoopy. He's moving. He is in fact moving. Ah, there we go. He's just breaking out of his shell. And he's colorful again. I'm dreaming again. Don't make me wake up this time. I want some answers. I have no power to wake you up. The sickness inside you keeps you asleep. What do you want to know? I, an almighty clown being, cannot take away your sickness. Last time I dreamed of you, you said I was doing well, but doing well at what? It's in his name. Riots. Absolute chaos. Rumpus. Anyway, shouldn't you answer that? What is it you believe you're actually doing? I don't know, a lot of stuff. Fighting for survival? As in, I'm fighting to survive. Didn't see it in my eyes. Okay, sorry. And you're still alive, are you not? I guess. Then what are you doing? No. Then you are doing well. This is some cagey bull. I think you know there's a lot more going on here than just surviving. You're the one who gave me all these ideas after all. Yes. So, why? What do you even want out of this? You mentioned survival. Perhaps this is my aim as well. Inevitably, we all die, of course. Even entire civilizations die. So doesn't it stand to reason that part of one's quest for survival is the propagation of everything one identifies with? And if a civilization is to survive beyond its time, doesn't it need to concern itself with such propagation methods as well? So you're saying your society on Whimsifay is dead, and this is your way of keeping it alive? I thought you already knew this, like week 2. Water break. Okay. Aside from the means of communicating my culture to you, what is so unusual about this? There are many nations on your planet which have engaged in similar practices, including the one you have begun to challenge. Practices like imperialism? Conquests can be achieved in so many ways. Often the most effective ways are when the conquered don't even fully grasp that is what is taking place. Does this ring true to the nation you were born in? I mean, if you're saying America does lots of sketchy crap all over the world, but also has a vast hegemonic influence over everything through the culture and economics without even needing to invade all nations on Earth? Yeah, I know that. It's kind of basic. The situation you've described surely happens in many deliberate ways, but easily just as much of it must happen automatically, yes, as a logical and effortless extension of your great power and influence your nation has. In other words, it is natural. It's only natural for a person or a civilization to instinctively seek out ways for propagating itself to assure its continued survival. How many ways has this happened on your planet that you already know of? Methods of colonization may involve sending ships across oceans to occupy foreign land. They may involve wars, cultural erasure, the displacement of large populations, or openly genocidal practices. So is Riotus basically saying, hey, I came to your planet to basically screw everything up and take over. Bye-bye now. But all instances of these events on your planet have resulted from the invasion of one continent by another. It is not also conceivable that your planet could be subject to the same forces from beyond your solar system? Yeah, see? There we go. Riotus is saying straight facts that basically the aliens have come to take over. Oh no. Next thing you'll be telling me there's lizard people. Sorry for the QAnon joke. I don't mean to alarm you by raising the possibility. The truth is, Earth has nothing to worry about when it comes to the threat of a hostile interstellar invasion. Mainly because I don't identify as hostile, I'd identify as peaceful. There is no planet in the galaxy that needs to worry about that, because it's impossible. It is? Yes, space travel is too difficult. The speed of light cannot be exceeded or even safely approached. Our planets are locked apart from each other forever, until they all grow cold and die. So it sounds like you're saying if one planet wants to conquer another, they need to use a different method than just sending a bunch of spaceships over and shooting lasers at everybody. Yes, that is true. So are you saying that's what you're doing here? I am only saying this. Of all that is about to take place on your planet, there is only one person who is responsible for the actions that will bring about these changes, and that person is you. Wait, don't go. Peace out, sucker. Wait. You got blood on your face, you big disgrace. She's awake. Bloody nose. That's not a good sign at all. 2 weeks later. I'm up at night stressing. Sorry. Oh, they even got a silly little flag in front of this Holiday Inn? I don't know. But it's definitely not blue and orange in real life. Wow. What am I looking at? What's with the shirt? Okay then. After a couple weeks in bed, you manage to beat the virus. You feel weak and you still can't put any weight on your wounded leg, but you finally feel well enough to leave Abby's house and get back in action. Okay. 38 million followers, 11,000, 1125. Okay, just checking. Speaking of action, even though you can hardly post any content due to being sick, your brand continued its relentless march forward. The evacuation stunt, now widely regarded as a maneuver you orchestrated for the purposes of seizing the full possession of the island, grabbed the world's undivided attention as a flashpoint for a credible resistance movement against the United States government. If this ends up like any of the Occupy places, it's not gonna end well. The ensuing media frenzy and global political discourse has only served to ratchet up your follower count precipitously. Word. If you were in better health, you would have been able to appreciate your outrageously snowballing fame a lot more, but as it was, you could barely manage to lift your phone on most days. Today, you're just happy to be able to get out for some fresh air, and your first in-person debriefing with Ring 3 since you've been sick. Or ever, for that matter. All previous meetings were done online while you were all keeping a low profile, but now that you control the island absolutely, there's little need for discretion. Ring 3, under the delegated supervision of Jockeline, recently reallocated to a nearby country club for meeting purposes. You've just arrived and you're ready to hear the full report. You're more than a little anxious to learn what your organization has been up to while you've been in recovery. Probably trying to figure out how they're gonna get food on a closed island with a lot of clowns. I like this guy. He's a loser. Anyway. The heck is all this? I'm getting the full 12 clown salute, huh? Well, I'm flattered, but at ease. I'm alive, and long past due for a proper debriefing. Appy's been keeping me updated on stuff while nursing me back to health. But now that I'm on my feet again, I think it's time to get serious about our full tactical situation and what comes next. Abs, you want to lead the meeting and take it from the top?
Well, me?
Sure, you're the secretary of JAPE after all.
So I've been told, okay, here's what's been going on since the evacuation. It's been so much. Let's see. Well, there was the power outage scare, which lasted, a day or two? That got resolved somehow, and Abby, this debriefing sucks. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were going to ask for one. I just thought I could chill here and listen to you guys. Excuse me.
Rainbow wig, crazy eyebrows, taking a sip of water. Secretary Abby, it's perfectly all right with us if you relax there and listen, and with all due respect and reverence to our supreme hunk effects, see? First of all, may I say what an honor it is to finally be addressing you in person, and how relieved y'all are to see you recovered. Yeah, sure. What are you trying to say here? You're Jockeline, right?
Yes, wow, you remembered my name. Oh my gosh,
I'm sorry, Supreme Honk Effects. Please don't call me that. It sounds ridiculous.
Oh yes, of course, my apologies, Z. I'm afraid I'm losing my composure due to my feelings of admiration for what you have accomplished here, and...
Cool. We all accomplished this, though. So what's up, Jockeline? Are you trying to volunteer to give me a debriefing instead of Abby?
Yes, if that's okay, sir.
Don't call me sir either, but yes, it's okay. Whatever. Whenever you're ready.
As Secretary Abby has already touched upon, your evacuation strategy has been an overwhelming success. Virtually all locals have been displaced from the island due to your brilliant and daring act of prankses, and have been replaced with tens of thousands of Jubilite loyalists. While the media debated whether or not it was a hoax, we made sure to secure the island. We've taken over all major facilities with a militia presence, including the airport. We've also promoted the claim that there are now thousands of bombs deployed all over the island, rigged to detonate if the government ever reclaims the territory. So they're free to try if they like. But the consequence will simply be the total obliteration of all this valuable property they've claimed we have stolen.
Well, you kinda did. Yeah, I heard about the bombs. They hit that part of the story a lot in the media. It was a nice touch.
Thank you, sir. See, it was my idea.
But there aren't any actual bombs, are there?
Oh, there are a bunch of real bombs for sure, for the sake of taking photographs to prove it isn't completely made up, as well as for detonating a few of them as a warning, if it ever comes to that. But yes, you are right, there are far from thousands.
Well, that's good to know.
They still have bombs.
It's not 1,000, but it's like 999.
Meanwhile, the U.S. military presence has been increasing. A fleet of Navy ships has enmassed around the island, presumably to function as a blockade, preventing more ships from arriving. This has stemmed the flow of new recruits coming in, but more importantly, it's resulted in an unofficial embargo. Soon, we'll need to consider how to cope with supply shortages unless we can figure out how to disrupt the blockade.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'm working on it. And the power situation?
Right. As our secretary mentioned, we had that unfortunate power disruption. Electricity, as I'm sure you know, is not generally generated locally on this island. It's supplied from the mainland through 2 underwater cables, regrettably putting us at the mercy of whatever the energy company decides to do. Or worse, what federal authorities talk them into doing. So, as the textbook maneuver goes, when it comes to any hostage crisis, which the feds are surely viewing this as, albeit on a much larger scale, they attempted to shut off the power. People on the island were understandably quite upset, so Secretary Agley kindly put out the distress call, and the backlash by our fellow Jubilites was rather intense, to say the least. Many forms of pressure were put on the energy company until they relented and restored the power to the island. Pressure? Yeah, everything, you name it. Threats, bribes, mass gatherings around their facilities and offices. They quickly realized it wasn't worth it to antagonize us like that, even if the feds were insisting on it. It turns out our movement may have more leverage upon such institutions than even most government agencies do. Until you are no longer useful. Okay then. And I'm trying to figure out what's up with the tattoo situation we got going on here. Of course, the tremendous financial resources at our disposal make things like this go a lot easier. I really must commend you and Secretary Abby for accumulating so many assets with such a skillful implementation of pranks. I can't imagine anyone else in the movement has been as successful with the technique as you have, but then look who I'm talking to here, the inventor of pranks herself, and they're like, this butt kissing is kinda strange. Wow, is that her hair, like all the way down to that floor? Whoa, okay, let's slow down here. It's good that you all got the power back on. That was important, obviously, but you say you're also spending money to make that happen now? Yes, we have been, all with Secretary Abby's approval first, of course. I've also been recommending a significant allocation of resources to a newly formed marketing wing of the Jubilite movement. I'm not sure if you've been tracking the metrics. What am I saying? You've been sick in bed, but you may want to take a look. Our following around the world has exploded since your phenomenal evacuation strategy, combined with my marketing methods. I did notice, actually, the numbers have really gone haywire, but I guess getting worldwide attention for conquering an American summer colony will do that. And whatever you're doing with the marketing, I'm sure that's good too. How much have you been spending on it? Oh, many millions. But don't worry, according to Secretary Abby, it all represents a minuscule portion of the movement's total assets. Yeah, I thought it sounded okay. So we have so much now, and we've hardly done anything with it. What could it hurt? Yeah, this is all totally fine. Actually, it's very good. It transitions nicely into the next section of the manifesto. It does?
I was gonna start distributing it after the evac stunt, but I got shot in the leg and then knocked out on my butt by the Rona. So the advanced praxis crap got delayed, but it really sounds like you got a head start on some of it without realizing it.
So what is it exactly?
Well, once you get completely insane amounts of money from your marks like we've got now, you just keep rolling that money over into the new schemes. The money makes everything easier at that point. Doing stuff like you already just did to solve the power issue. You apply pressure. But you can buy people off, or use operations on the mainland to twist people's arms into doing stuff, or even both at once. Mostly this was meant to be applied to more financing schemes. For instance, we run through our trusty old political donor list, find some big names, target their money guys, like their financial firms or whatever, look for their weak spots. Nerds who've moved money around, buy and sell stock, whatever it is they do, and just apply pressure, wave dollar figures in front of their faces that they aren't used to being paid, and threaten them with consequences they're in no way equipped to handle. A few million in bribes here to pry loose a few billion in assets there, and you've made a good return on investment.
Oh, yes. This makes so much sense. It's so exciting that I was unwittingly anticipating the next phase of our operation.
Yeah, basically, it is the next step, isn't it?
Well, not to me. I had no idea that's where this was going. It sounds really ambitious.
So does taking over an island count? No, so does taking over an island... No, let me try reading that. I can actually read. I know I can. So does taking over an island, doesn't it?
Which, I mean, that's been pretty dangerous too. And now it sounds like you're pushing a campaign of, I guess, stealing from as many rich people and companies as possible?
Yes.
I'm not opposed to it. It's just my parents are one thing. I felt like that was sort of a fun game, but are you sure we can handle this?
Abby, are you finally seeing that you've reached a point where this is complete chaos? Secretary Abby, don't worry. Remember, that's what you have me for. It's perfectly alright if you didn't have the same natural foresight into advanced praxis, which I did. I'm here to complement your position of command, to expand upon it, to make you even more effective. We all have our skills, don't we? Supreme Honk Effect Z, or just Z, I mean. She is a great visionary, the glorious clown mother of all that we celebrate here on this island, whereas I would like to see myself as a very skilled administrator, someone who can handle all that boring stuff with money, logistics, planning, and whatnot. Make you obsolete, you know?
And you're good at,
You have an incredible social media presence. Oh, and you're super pretty and you have a beautiful horse.
So you see, we all have something to contribute. Each of us is like a puzzle piece that fits into the big picture. And if it pleases you, Z, I could simply carry on with what I've already been doing so effectively. I could oversee these advanced praxis initiatives you were envisioning. Just say the word and I will begin building teams to carry out your orders immediately.
So, you wanted to be in charge of advanced praxis, huh? Struggles. Why not? I'll publish the chapter soon, but this material needs to stay internal for now. Can't be too public about it until we have a lot of plays in motion. Don't want to tip our hands too early. Get back to me tomorrow when you have a plan. We can talk about it more then. I gotta go home and lie down. My legs are still killing me. Abby, ready to go? And later. That was scary. Oh no, the bisexual sky, it returns, and there's planes everywhere. Is the Air Force trying to do something? Gonna sip some water.
It feels good to get back to our expensive wine dinners again. Just like old times.
Old times, yeah. Crap's only been 2 months? Jeez.
Yeah, wow, it feels like years have gone by. Are you sure you're... Okay. Are you sure you're good to be sitting out here like this? You can always go lie back down if you're not feeling well.
Nah, I'm good. I need to force myself to get back to normal. Things have held up pretty well, but TBH, the vibe of this scene has gotten pretty weird in my absence.
Yeah.
That new girl is a lot. I'm trying to remember where she even came from.
Didn't you appoint her to Ring 3?
Yeah, I did, but she kind of quietly moved up the ladder after some positions got shuffled around, and I hardly remember hearing anything from her at all. She was mostly quiet and just, idle, waiting for instructions, like most of the others. Now she's this chatty Kathy all of a sudden.
Well, she just stepped up when you got sick, and I had no idea what to do. She's been such a huge help, actually. It might have all fallen apart if it were only up to me.
Not saying she isn't doing useful work. Of course, she wants to overachieve now that she's got the spotlight, and the stuff she's doing will probably undeniably help the movement. Like with the advanced pranksters stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't go out and shake down a whole ton of money from a bunch of new suckers. I'm just saying my alarm bells are going off with her, and I'm not sure why yet. I just have a spider sense for these things.
It's probably not good for your health to get too caught up in paranoia. I think she's most likely just a nice girl who got inspired by all the stuff you wrote, and now she's trying really hard to impress you, that's all. I can kind of relate to where she's coming from.
You don't understand. You don't understand how socialist movements go. Oh gosh. Z is in danger.
Haha, I'm in danger.
Anyway. Oh, so that explains our friendship, huh? You've just been trying to impress me with your sexy wiles and charms to end up second in command of my seditious clown empire?
Lol, you just figured out my master plan. I saw you in the restaurant waiting tables one time and was like, now there's a girl who's going to cause a Nantucket Island to succeed from the Union with a clown-themed social media campaign.
You sure know how to play the long game, embedding yourself as my high-ranking official in my impromptu paramilitary circus for years, just for your shot at getting that lesbian kiss out of me you've always been after.
Stop! Please don't mess with me like that. It's so mean. Lol, I'm done trying to put moves on you, I swear.
She just spat wine out her nose. That's gotta burn.
I'm just trying to take care of you. You've been in such bad shape, and you've got yourself in so much trouble. Well, we both got ourselves in trouble and need to take care of each other until we can, survive this?
I know, I'm just joking around. I'm always just joking. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I just joke around when I'm stressed about stuff.
You just need to relax. Don't think about all this garbage constantly. At least take a break from it at night. Other people can worry about the hard stuff for you now. That's what all your obsequious clown helpers are for. Here, let me top you off.
Yeah, I don't know if I should drink this. I'm kind of messed up on the pain meds.
Oh yeah, good point. Well, more for me then, lol.
I don't remember you being this much of a wine mom before all this. I must have done this to you, didn't I?
No, I've just been so stressed. I have never been through anything in my life like the last couple of weeks were like. With you sick and the dealing with the government and my parents and the fandom and the media going ballistic over this, I've had to find ways to cope.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, I should have thought this through, what this was going to be like for you.
Don't be sorry. I've been right here watching all this unfold. You got screwed over by the cops and all you wanted to do was fight back, and that got all mixed up with your new project. Probably no one out there can possibly understand the truth about why you felt like you had to take it this far, but I do.
Yeah, that's always been the problem. When you're under attack by murderous idiots with all the power and laws on their side, you can just roll over and die, run away, or do whatever you want, or you can fight. But once you start fighting, the question always is, when do you even stop? And then you realize you can't, because once you start, you establish yourself as a threat to them, and they'll stop at nothing to put you down. So it turns out you can't stop fighting until the threat is completely wiped out, or they'll keep coming. Then the question becomes, who's they? Is it just the police? Well, who the heck do they work for? Turns out they is really the whole system. All corporate and state power. If they constantly show they want you dead if you're willing to fight back at all, then what choice do you even have but to keep fighting to the death?
Yikes! But yeah, you're totally right. I can see it now.
It's not like I even wanted this, taking over a whole island. That wasn't really in the blueprint. They forced my hand, though. I'm just tired.
Well, the Rona really wiped you out.
I know, I mean, mentally, too. I spent the last 2 weeks in and out of a COVID and pain med fog. And that day I got shot, some really serious stuff happened that day. Which I had barely any time to process with my rational brain.
Yeah, you lost a lot that day. You found out about your mom, then Percy. I felt so sorry for you, but haven't known what to say. Do you want to talk about it?
Man, which one? Both of those topics are two completely different conversations.
Either one you want.
I'm not prepared at all for whatever the conversation about my mom would be. As for Percy, I don't know what to say. It just sucks.
I know you always like to tease him, but it seemed to me like you actually really liked him. It's okay to mourn for a person you cared about.
I don't think I liked him like that, though. It's more complicated.
Isn't he still on your unlock screen?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like you did like him like that.
Abby, Percy was my soldier, and he died because of me. He died for this because he died because... He died for this cause. He died because I sent him down this road and he never even knew what he was signing up for.
Your soldier, huh? Okay, if you insist. That's how it was. But just remember, I'm your friend and you can talk to me. You don't have to run away from your feelings forever.
I'm not running away from this. It's the truth. It's true about all these people here and all over the world now. They all signed up for something I started, which could end up very badly for everyone if I screw everything else up. And if I screw anything else up. But it's not like I can just stop. The fate of too many people depend on me now. And the forces we're attacking here legitimately are quite evil. Says her. So I can't shake the feeling that this is all important work to be doing, in addition to just being a necessity of survival. And then my insane dreams keep reaffirming this.
Dreams?
Yeah, they've been getting more intense.
You mean the same kind of dreams which inspired your manifesto?
Yes, I had some more while I was sick. They're more vivid than ever. He speaks to me more clearly now.
Who?
Riotus, the mythical clown god my brain made up, who is probably fake, but now I'm not even sure about that. So maybe I'm going crazy. Or maybe it was just the disease wreaking havoc on my mind.
I'm sure that's what it was. I don't think you should start drinking your own Kool-Aid on this, Laure. I mean, it's neat and all, but
I'm not that serious. I think it's just my subconscious talking to me. It's very loose stuff. All this material I'm spreading around, it's like a vision from some other place, and it feels like it all has some intense need to spread itself throughout the universe. Like colonizing the world, overriding our various nations and cultures, but without any actual invasions. Instead, it's more like it's being channeled through me from a place we can't even comprehend.
So you mean like imperialism? Isn't that bad, though? I thought your manifesto was on record for saying that all sucks.
It does. The kind that's been practiced on Earth. And if aliens sent ships to Earth and conquered us, that'd be bad too. But I think this is something different. I have no idea if it's good or bad, really. It's called propaganda, but it catches on with if it catches on with everyone and turns out to be what cures this planet of crap like injustice, economic inequality, and all that stuff, could it really be that bad? Oh gosh, are you gonna go Nietzsche on me and say the ends justify the means? Anyway.
I don't think I'm qualified to answer that, but it sounds a bit like a rationalization. Maybe the kind that more traditional imperialists have used to justify expanding their own influence in the past. Like, they could have said, if only we invaded this poor country or that one, just think of all the boons our advanced society could give them, how science and medicine or whatever, new science and medicine or whatever, or new forms of morality because our religion is better than theirs. Stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, you could be right. I gotta stop thinking like this. Like, these are anything but weird dreams, or telling myself this is all any deeper than just some story I wrote. It's just a story. It's just a story. Oh, it's driving me crazy!
So stop thinking about all your clown lore for a little while. Just rest. You're still recovering, remember?
No, it's not even that. It's the clown girl, Jacqueline. It's still gnawing at me. Where do I know her from?
I have no idea.
Wait, is she one of your haters? I bet she is. She's one of the people trying to get you canceled, and she's going to hijack your movement and make you look like a total freak. Please, let that be the case. Sip-a-dip. Here we go.
I have no idea. To be honest, there are just way too many clowns for me to keep track of anymore, and they all have clownsona names and faces, and sometimes people even change to different ones, so who even knows anyone who anyone is anymore? Wasn't that the point? Your manifesto says it's all about the, like, malleability of identity, like, take total control of who you are. Nobody else gets to decide, not your parents or the government or whatever, right?
Yeah, still, just have a weird feeling about it.
You should just try to sleep soon. Let me clean up, then I'll help you down upstairs, okay?
Yeah. And then that's the last we ever saw of Abby. Something occurs to you. It was that tattoo. Dharma. Drama. You've seen it before. Haven't you seen it before? Then it hits you. Yes, she's one of Candace Schmandis. You open your now massive list of haters. You scroll all the way up to the top where the oldest antis are. The first one you click on is the first, actually. Oh, that's scary. Jacqueline couldn't really be. Could she? She looks creepy. It is. It's her. This is the first so-and-so who canceled you. Someone's gonna die tonight. Whoa, she's going sweet bro hella Jeff. Mixed with a metal cover here. Oh, is that the end? Okay then. Well, yeah, I knew something was up with that creepy clown girl. She was just a little too chipper, a little too happy, a little too keen on being in charge of everything after just lurking for so long. Not that there's anything wrong with lurkers, I love you. I'm a lurker myself. Yeah, alright then. Let's get this on the road, I guess. I'll save if I can't. There we go. Even though saving does absolutely nothing. Well, anyway, that's a thing that just happened. Well, at least no one's dead this time around. But I bet things are gonna get crazy next week because we have another week-long break. Right after that. Oh, wow. Wow. This is crazy. At least I'm taking this a lot better now that I've basically labeled this as... I already forgot what I call it. Man. My brain is just empty of thoughts. No thoughts, only the thought of editing and taking this, like, wrist thing off my wrist. There we go. No more wrist brace. I've got editing to do so I can get this out tomorrow. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm freaking out about next week. Next week I'm moving to an actual place. Still staying in Texas, not going back to California just yet. I'm just hoping I can get all my, like, the project that I'm working on for 413 done. I need to check my emails. Anyway, thank you guys all for sticking around, and I will see you all next time. Bye!
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Bleed Red, Alexander Madeline, Uranium Coffee, Ryan Nelson, and Runda.